Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, depending on where you are around the world. Happy Monday. It has been a minute since I have been live with you guys on this channel, so welcome back. It's great to see all of you on here. You have to excuse the state of me. I look a little bit windswept. I'm fresh back from a trot all over. Oh, did you just see that big orb? That was quite interesting, wasn't it? It just went straight past me. Let me know if any of you guys caught that as I was speaking then. I hope the sun is shining where you are. As you can tell by the clothes that I'm wearing, it is absolutely stunning where I am today. Hello to New Jersey. It's good to have you on here. Hello, sweetheart. Gabby, I have not forgotten about you, babe. I promise you I will drop you a message as soon as I'm finished up here today. Ladies and gents, we're going to have this as a pretty short YouTube and Facebook live today, purely for the fact that I have got so much on my plate. I'm excitedly getting content ready for Conscious Conversations this evening as well. Yes, I am back, back with a bang, that's to be said. So yeah, it's been a minute since I caught up with you guys. So I wanted to just really touch base on what is going on around the world at the moment and where we are at. It is very, very important that we are starting to realize that things are shifting in a manner and at a speed that we're actually questioning everything at the moment. Can you guys let me know in the chat if this is something that resonates with you? I am getting a lot of messages from people saying, Lucy, why is this situation in Australia taking place? Lucy, why is the weather doing this? Why is this happening when you've been here and you've realigned the energies? And guys, you know, I have to be really honest with you. We're not here for an easy ride right at this moment in time. What we are looking to do is really, really shift consciousness. And what that basically means is we have to walk through the shitstorm before we can get the gold. And like I say, people say to me all the time, but Lucy, you've done this and how has this happened and how's that happened? Like I go there and change the energies. I change the energetic dynamics in the earth. And then what happens is boom, things start to come to fruition. And, you know, many people spoke about this through the COVID season, right? That's exactly what happened. You know, oh, it's go time. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. But people were kind of running before they could walk. And in this now moment, we have done the walking. We have been learning how to step one foot in front of the other. Now, how on earth, and I'm going to touch on two different topics in this area today. How on earth do we get to peace on earth unless we shed all of the heavier vibrations? How can we get to love and authenticity unless we learn how to communicate effectively? And this period of time that we're in right now, if you haven't watched my April energy update or the energy update that I did for the full moon, or was it the new moon? Whatever was recent, I think it was the new moon. You will realize that we are right in Mercury retrograde at the moment. Now, for me personally, I don't allow Mercury retrograde to rule my life. I know there are people out there that do allow the planets and stuff. However, I am very conscious during this period of time that there are some communication challenges, or there are some challenges that come up through legalities or in relationships. So I'm not ignorant to this, but I don't let it rule my life. So what I am learning and what I am stepping into right now is what is going to show itself in the area of communication. And we are then going to have to step through what I call nonsense, and you guys know I call it nonsense all the time. We have to, you know, step through the lower vibrations to be able to get to the gold. Now, I'm going to use probably a very triggering subject for some people, but I know where I've come from, a lot of you guys get this, and probably my Facebook community will be up in arms when I talk about this. The RV, the revaluation of currencies. This is a perfect example. If we had believed what had gone on over the last few years about the revaluation of the currencies taking place. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen ever. I'm just saying right now, in this now moment, do you really feel that every single person that has currencies available to them that are going to be revalued, i.e. you've got 100 trillion of something and you're going to get one of something, or 100 trillion, you're going to get a million of something. How many people out there with these currencies do you actually feel are going to assist with humanity's ascension? Or are we basically saying, if this was to take place in the way that it's been spoken about, actually, we're going to be in a more of a treacherous situation than we are right now? And people don't like it when I talk about these subjects, because they're like, oh, Lucy, you used to be a part of the truth movement and you used to lead the protests. Absolutely, I did. Not a problem. And I openly admit all of that, and I don't have any issues with it. However, if you actually stop and think about it, we are looking to create heaven on earth. Are we in agreement with this? We're looking to create heaven on earth. We're looking to create a new earth whereby all of this nonsense is not going to be there. Now, how on earth can we step forwards away from the greed, away from the lack mindset? Let's be honest, if people get abundance and they're in a lack mindset, you're going to lose everything. So let's just think about this for a moment. Why would we perpetuate a situation to be worse than it already is? And that's why certain things aren't happening, because people are clinging on to the old. They're waiting for the old. They're clinging on to religion. They're clinging on to, sex. They're clinging on to money. They're clinging on to low vibration. They're clinging on to inauthentic. And this is what is stopping the consciousness shift taking place, ladies and gents. Smash the love heart for me. I'll smash the thumbs up on this video for me if this resonates with you. Now, I've been talking about this, much to a lot of people's disgust, since March 2021. Okay, it is a very important point that we start to look at. So many people are out there waiting for promises to come to fruition from people who know nothing. They just got a bit of a story and they've run with it. How can we evolve into a higher level of consciousness with people? Well, I'm not going to do anything because the RV is going to pay me out. And I'm just using one example here, and I apologize if this is triggering for you, but you can put it into anything. You can put it into relationships. You can put it into your career. You can put it into absolutely anything. The government's collapsing. What we need right now is people that are going to take action. And I'm not talking people running for governments or running for, any kind of political situation or any of that stuff. I'm talking about you and I. What can we do about this? Because I've been being told for weeks, and I mean probably months now, that it's go time. Now, go time to me does not mean the governments are going to collapse or Trump is going to get put in power or any of that nonsense that has been spoken about for many, many years. What this is about is it's go time to surrender the attachments, trust what we are stepping into, and love and be authentic in a way that we've never done it before. Robin, thank you. I appreciate that. We must recognize that any of us that live in lack in any sense of our life, whether that be relationships, you won't have a relationship. If you cannot find the abundance of love within self, you will not be able to have a conscious relationship. Do you agree or not? Likewise, if you are waiting for money to show up, if you are waiting for a financial situation to take place, then you are living in a space of lack. It's time to get off your backsides. Stop. Sorry to be so disrespectful, but it's time to get off your backsides and go and create. It's time to create whatever it is that you are looking to bring to the world. Nobody is more abundant than anybody else. I mean, obviously we see people and people say to me, God, Lucy, you're doing so well. Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? It's because I have got an amazing relationship with money. I've got an amazing relationship, a flow relationship with these things. Exactly, Samantha. Don't depend on someone else to make you happy. But remember, don't wait for somebody to give you the money to create the healing centers. Let's get off our backsides and create. Now, the only reason we block ourselves is because we don't know how to shift. We don't know how to step out of lack. And this is every single area of our life. So, my friends, It is not go time in the sense that governments are going to collapse and Biden is going to have this happen or Trump is going to have this happen. It's go time in the sense of you get to choose what you do right now. If you want to sit and perpetuate these stories of fear, and I mean government, politics, financial, medical, all of that stuff, then recognize and own the fact that you are quite comfortable living in a space of lack and living in a space of fear. And I know this really annoys a lot of people because I say, you know, that you are choosing to live in a low vibration. Or you could do exactly what Sarah says, which is trust. Know that it is going to happen. But I don't just know it's going to happen. I take action for it to happen. You guys know I travel the world. I've literally just got back this afternoon from being away for the last 5 days, realigning the energies, doing some work. I don't just sit there and wait for Christ consciousness to show up. Again, it's like the Jesus thing. Jesus is not going to show up. Christ consciousness is coming back. I'm not going to go into the rant that I would like to have about the book of Revelation and things like that right now. I save that for my conscious conversation community. But it's there. It's written for us. Everything is there for us to see. It's just the choices that we are making right now. We can easily choose to live in a space of love and authenticity. Now, I had a conversation with somebody this weekend, and I actually said to this person, like, I know I'm happy, like, having the conversation with you because at least I know you're an honest asshole. Sorry to be rude on this chat, but that was the conversation, you know. I know where I stand with you. Like, be authentic. Be super authentic, whatever that looks like to you. We have to be real with ourselves. Now, if you are somebody who is fearful of money, or like because you've not ever had any, you don't know how to look after it, learn from somebody who does. Go find somebody who can share their wisdom with you, who can share their experiences, but also be real to yourself. Like, you guys know what I'm like. Literally, you guys know what I'm like. I am straight talking. People call me brutal. People ask me to fluff things up all of the time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do that because that's inauthentic to me. It is so important that we recognize what I do. I love that Robin's just put, Lucy, I resonate so much with the energetic you work with Mother Earth. Thank you, Robin. I really appreciate that. But if I went and spoke to my mum about the work that I do with Mother Earth, my mum would think I needed to be sectioned. Let's be real about it. Oh yeah, mum, I went to this place and did a load of energy work. And then as I left, the sinkhole opened up, or this place caught on fire, or this place got flooded, you know, just to purge. If I said that to my mum, she'd be like, Lucy, you are completely off, you're bonkers. So this is why we have to be authentic. You know, as much as I tell my mum what I'm doing, you know, at the end of the day, she's allowed to be authentic and think that I'm bonkers. Likewise, I have to be authentic and be like, I see the shifts. If any of you guys are in any of my groups, you see the shifts on the Schumann resonance. I go somewhere, I do something, and boom, the Schumann resonance happens. You know, we've had a couple, maybe 2 or 4 timeline hops since I've been away, because the work that I'm doing is reflecting in the electromagnetic field. And I can literally pinpoint, thank goodness for the way that it is designed, in the way that it's tracked. Thank goodness I can say, right, what was I doing at that time? What was I doing at that time? What was I doing at that time? Like, why did it have this big spike there? And in all honesty, ladies and gents, all I'm doing is leaving a legacy of love around the world. Some places I get to, and all I have to do is put my feet on the earth and the work is done. I get a message saying, oh, the work is done. And I'm like, hang on a minute. I've just driven like 12 hours to get here, or I've just flown 7 hours to get here. And it's like, no, the work here is done. But I don't get in my head about it. Like, it's authentic for me to be real. It's authentic for me to be straight talking. It's authentic to me. And I'm gonna say this actually. It's becoming much more authentic to me to go soft and actually be, although I'm always going to be honest and straight talking, like to actually be able, because I know I'm safe. And this is what most of us are looking for. We're looking for safety, and I feel safe, and I feel loved, and I feel like I'm being my authentic self. I've removed everybody from being around me that would, have a reaction to something and blame me. It's really important that we recognize we are in a catastrophic period of change. It's not about competition. It's not about, waiting for this person to get into power, or this person to be taken down, or this financial thing to happen, or this medical thing to happen. It's about us coming together and recognizing that authenticity is the highest vibration on the planet. And the only way that we can learn to be authentic is when we learn unconditional love. Now, for any of you guys who have ever come to one of my soul schools, you will know that it is oozing unconditional love. I'm very lucky. I get to channel some very beautiful mother energy and very powerful divine feminine energy. And when I do that, I can just bring something to the table that I never thought I would be able to harbor and own in my body, because, it's only 10, 15 years ago, the word love made me want to vomit in my mouth because I was so scared of it. I had so much trauma around it. And now, as you guys know, I throw it around like confetti. What Gabby's put in the chat here is staying present. Staying present has been the biggest gift. It has been the biggest gift. And I love it at the moment, because when I am wandering the earth, I actually go offline. And, I looked at my weekly report online this morning, and my time online had gone down 44% in the last week. That's what it's about, being present. Staying true to who you really are, even when you're around other people. Because what a lot of people do, ladies, I'm definitely speaking to you when I say this, is we hand over our power. We hand over who we really are, so that we can fit into, whether it be motherhood or partner or whatever. And it's very important that we learn how to be ourselves without having the reactions. Or if you have the reaction, at least saying, hey, can you just explain to me about this? Can we just talk about this a little bit? It's very important that people know who we are, but more important than people knowing who we are, sorry, my nose is getting really itchy. More importantly than people knowing who we are, it's about us knowing who we are. When we can be authentic, when we can be real, what happens is we then give people permission around us. Not that they need permission. I'm not saying this is you have to get permission from me before you pass go kind of thing. Not at all. It's very much, if I stand in my truth, and if I speak my truth, and if I love myself, and if I exude love and authenticity, then you guys are going to go, oh, I like that. I'm going to be more involved in that. Yeah, it is luck, but it's also the way my guides channel me. They come in and I do this, and then all of a sudden I get some profound stuff. It's like when it really, really goes, I get some profound stuff from my guides. So who knows, maybe I'll just sit here and channel for the rest of it. My point of saying this today is that we have got to recognize that we're not waiting for the green flag. Oh yeah, it's go time. We're not waiting for the green traffic light. Decide today that you are going to live in a higher vibration, and nothing else will stop you. Yes, you'll get a few challenges. Yes, you'll get a few tests from the universe, but generally what will happen is you will step up into your power. We are literal antennas of creation. So if you want to live in a world whereby there's drama and trauma and war and sickness and dis-ease and all the rest of it, then keep watching the news, keep watching the TV, keep listening to like the truther kind of stuff. But if you want to live in a world of peace, my biggest recommendation for you is turn the bloody television off. Turn off the social media channels that instill fear. I'm not saying don't have consciousness on it. I mean, my conscious conversation community, they'll tell you, some days I go in there and I'm like, we have some really nasty shit to talk about today just because I'm bringing it up into your consciousness. But I also need you guys to be aware of how we can shift that, how we can become more conscious. Like it isn't a game. It is literally, who am I? And ask yourself this question today, ladies and gents. I say this all the time. Ask yourself, who am I? Who am I, Robin? Who am I, Denise? Who am I, Jackie? Just ask yourself that question. And a lot of the time people go, well, I'm a mum and I'm a sister and I'm a this and I'm a that. And for me, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, I'm a best friend, I'm a coach, I'm an intuitive, I'm a channel, I'm psychic. You know, I could list off all of these things, but that's not who I am. The real Lucy Davis is the person who skips around outside doing cartwheels, loving the sunshine, speaking to the birds, getting down on my hands and knees to play with the children. Like, that's the real Lucy Davis. And so many people, I mean, you guys know, as soon as I moved to Spain, all of you guys were like, oh my God, it suits you so much. It suits you so much. It does. It's the real Lucy Davis. It's authentic for me to be in the sun, to be happy, to be laughing, to be joking. You know, it's so important. I wasn't built for a timeline of war. And it was so interesting. I remember as a child, I said to my mum, well, I'm never going to live through a war. What have we been doing for the last 4 years? We've been living through a war. I think we'll all be in agreement of that, right? Every single one of us, we have been living through a war. It's been a war on consciousness. Sorry, guys. It's been a war for your soul. Like, they are fighting for your soul. Because when we get connected to love, when we get connected to our authenticity, when we get connected to who we truly incarnated to be, and it's not about the incarnation, it's about who we are embodying in this physical vessel. I know I talk about incarnation a lot because obviously I work with the soul and I activate the soul to their purpose and stuff. But all of that aside, we are here to remember who we decided to come down here to be. So how do we do that? We revisit the trauma, which is what I do through Soul School. You guys know they're very, very powerful. And just so you guys know, the tickets for Soul School for Children are out. It's happening on the 29th of May in Cambridge. We have got Soul School in Australia happening on the 7th of July, which is amazing. We're taking it global. Ooh. And then we are going to be going to Soul School in Manchester on the 23rd of April. No, not the 23rd of April, the 23rd of June. And we will be in Manchester. So if you guys want to come along and have any shifts and experience the magic and the gold of which is Soul School, it's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, what we do is we figure out who we are authentically without our baggage. Because how many people do you know react in certain ways because of their baggage, because of what their mum said to them, because of what their dad said to them, what their partner said to them, or the person that divorced them or left them or cheated on them or whatever did? It's that. So when I say it's go time, I'm not talking about the nonsense of the three-dimensional world. Yes, we live in a material three-dimensional world. Yes, I get it. But we are choosing higher levels of consciousness. We literally have a choice. We had a choice. I mean, I believe the choice point was a number of months back now. But we have these pivot points of which one are we going to go for? Now, Wendy has put a really valuable comment on Facebook. So many are unaware of the baggage they carry. Absolutely. But Wendy, another part on from that is, yes, they're unaware, but a lot of people literally do not think it is possible that they have stuff going on. It's literally just a no. You know, some people are a little bit open to it, but some people are just like, no, I don't have any trauma. That happened 20 years ago. I'm over it. When actually this is imprinted so deeply into the DNA that it's become a conscious choice to keep you safe. And I know you get this because obviously you do trauma release work as well. It is so important to recognize this. Robin, what you've just put is absolutely incredible as well. So the release of trauma is actually manifesting itself and releasing through weight gain. Exactly. But what's happening is if you're putting on weight, you're actually not getting to the crux of the trauma. You're actually not getting to the real deep crux of it. You're probably scratching the surface, as I like to say, babe, rather than going really, really deep. So it is time to figure out who you are. Rachel, none of us know how much trauma we have, babe, but I have to say this, and I have to say this for all of you guys. I'm very open about my traumas, right? I am very open. I have worked on this tirelessly for 10, 11 years now, like constant working on it. However, I see the gold in so many areas of my life. There was only one area that I knew that I needed to continue to focus on. I needed to continue to make sure that I worked on. And even that now, I am seeing absolute gold. So I just want to reassure you guys, don't just scratch the surface, go all in. It is all systems go now. It is all systems. We're not here to fight over politics, fight who should be in charge. We're here to basically say, that's no longer on our timeline. I'm choosing high levels of consciousness. I am now co-creating my reality, and I'm going to go live that. It's a choice. And that's all we need to do to get that green light, whereby we live in exactly what Danny and Jackie were talking about in the chat slightly earlier, is peace and harmony. We get to choose. I chose back in March 2021. I was like out there. I was having so much gold coming to me from being at the front of the protests. And I went, enough is enough, because I was guided that I needed to go consciousness and no more truth. Has it been difficult? Absolutely. But I know that I'm on the right path. I live so much more peacefully, and it was literally a choice. I don't need to fight the system anymore. I don't need to fight people anymore. As soon as you drop the fight, all of a sudden you're in peace and harmony, you're in love. We don't need to be fighting for anybody anymore. Fight for you. Figure out who you are. Remember who you are and what you got sent here to do. And let me tell you, ladies and gents, life becomes so much easier. I know it's a short one today, guys, but I'm going to have to jump off and shoot on to something else. I've got to get a couple of things ready before my next call. So it's go time. I know there is so much going on around the world that is creating destruction and distraction. But just remember, no matter how horrific it is, you can energetically send love. You can put them in your mind, you can put them in your thoughts, and you can send love to them. Please do not start fighting and getting involved in it, because we are perpetuating situations to make it even worse. I love you guys too. I am sorry it's a short one, but I wanted to jump on and just speak to you guys for a short period of time today, because I have literally been offline and not really posting too much or doing too much. So I wanted to come back on and just connect with you guys and just share some love with you. Please do check out the description field of this video on YouTube and on Facebook. You will be able to find like my really, really cheap program that I do, which is a 5-day breakthrough program. If you are feeling a little bit lost, I don't know where to go, I don't know who I am, go do that program. It's £7.77. It is pennies, and you will get a massive breakthrough off the back of that. If you want to hang out and come to Conscious Conversations, that's easy done. Again, the link is in the chat. Likewise, if you want a 15-minute free breakthrough call, please go to my website and you can sign up from there. But one thing I must encourage you to do is get on my weekly mailing list, because I only send one email a week, but I send the gold. I send where I'm at. I send the crazy shit that I can't say publicly. You know, I'm just so open with where I'm at and what's going on in my life. So if you fancy a little bit more of insights from myself, please do go and check it out. It's called The Weekly Woo, because it is just my woo from the week. Okay, guys, I look forward to catching up with you next week. I'm going to put some extra content out this week. I've got some great videos lined up for you guys. I love you to the moon and stars. And if you know somebody who will not look at their traumas, don't you be the person to push them into it, because trust me, they won't appreciate it. Allow people to be where they are. They'll find the gold when it is necessary. And yes, as Denise says, get your butts signed up for Soul School. Mwah. Guys, I love you lots. I will see you in the next video.